He's Matt Ryan, the Falcons quarterback. He joins us now. They're going to be the subject of Hard Knocks. What was your GPA in college, Matt?
Oh man, what year? I guess that's a better question. But around 3.0, somewhere around 3.0.
All right. What was your best year, grade point average?
I think my best year was probably my freshman year. I think I had like a 3.3 or a 3.4.
And then you started focusing on football, and then your grade point average went down.
Slightly, just slightly. Not too low, but slightly.
What did you major in?
I majored in communications.
Do you see yourself in the media when this is all done?
You know what? I don't know. It's a good question. We'll see what happens hopefully in about 10 years. But I wouldn't rule it out. It's something that I've been interested in since I've been young.
Okay, but when you major in communications, are you thinking about you as the interviewer or interviewee, and how it would affect you or relate to you?
You know what? I think at that point, when you're in college, you're certainly thinking, playing football in college, playing quarterback in college, you're certainly thinking about yourself as the interviewee and how it could prepare you from that standpoint. And then I think it's probably a little bit of an arrogant way to think about it, but that's probably the way I thought about mostly when I was in college.
Did you practice your autograph?
I definitely practiced my autograph when I was in elementary school, no doubt.
But has it changed? Most guys who sign autographs, we don't know who they are after they've signed the autograph. If there's a bunch on a piece of paper, is yours legible so at least a kid says, that's Matt Ryan's autograph?
Yeah, I think it's pretty legible. I think you can read it. It looks like Matt and it looks like Ryan, so that's usually a good way to sign your name.
Well, you could put your number on it, too.
I put the number at the end of it just to make sure they know it's me. But
how much are you involved in Hard Knocks here?
It's a little bit. I mean, I think everybody is. The cameras are here, and I've been interviewed a couple of times. So we'll see how the episode shakes out and whether or not I'm in it. But they've certainly been around, and I've certainly been on camera.
But there's not enough drama attached to you. This is basically about rookies trying to make a team, and they get called in and bring your playbook, and we get to see them get cut. I don't think it's about the marquee people.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, I've been a fan of the show before, and have watched probably like everybody else, and certainly that tends to be the storyline. Younger guys that are really trying to make a roster spot, and I'll be okay with that too. If they choose to not put me on there, I'll be fine with that.
If you were going to sum up the Falcons season last year, somebody who didn't see it, and you had one sentence to do it, Mr. Communication Major, how would you sum up last season in one sentence?
Oh man, communications. You're taught to talk a lot and use lots of sentences. So. But if I had to describe it, I would say it was disappointing, frustrating, and certainly a learning experience moving forward too. And it's probably the best way to describe it. There were parts of the year and things that we did that were disappointing. There were things that came up throughout the season that were frustrating and difficult to deal with. And both of those aspects of it made it a good learning experience moving forward.
Sacked 44 times last year?
Too many. And I think that's something that, as an organization and myself personally, I think that's something that we're trying to address. Thomas Dimitroff and Coach Smith, have made it a point of emphasis to be better up front, not only on the offensive line, but on the defensive line. And I think we addressed that through free agency and with the draft pick of Jake Matthews, who's been awesome. He's done a great job so far during camp.
He's Matt Ryan, Falcons quarterback, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. You will miss Tony Gonzalez when?
Every day. He was such a good guy to be around in the locker room and such a good leader for our football team that we'll miss him during the week. And it goes without saying that we're going to miss him on Sundays. I mean, some of the plays that he was able to make, the unique skill set that he had, it's impossible to replace with one guy But I think we're going to have to do it with a group of guys. So we'll miss him every day, but we'll get to see him on TV. He's doing CBS. He's parlayed his talents now into the media, and he'll do a great job with it.
I wonder if players look at Tony Gonzalez, because this is different than John Elway, because John Elway had to retire. They won a Super Bowl, but John was so banged up. Tony could still play who knows how many more years and play at an all-pro level. Retiring on top, is there part of you that says, you know what, however I go out, or can you quit after a good/great season, even if it means not winning a Super Bowl?
It's such a hard question. You'd love to be in John Elway's position where, you go out with 2 Super Bowls and it's time to be done. I think, that was probably the hardest thing for Tony, was knowing that, he could still play at the same level that he's been playing at the last 4 or 5 years, which is, a Pro Bowl, All-Pro level. And there's no right way to answer it. I think it's just whatever's right for the individual. And I think Tony knew for him it was probably time to move on to something else. And I got to respect him for it. I mean, he's got to go out knowing that every season that he played in the NFL, he was one of the best players in the league.
If I said, look in your own division, and you can have the talent, you can be Cam Newton or Drew Brees. Now, I'm not talking age, just what they do. Who would you want to be?
Oh, man, impossible to pick. Both those guys are so good. I think if you're going for adding a different skill set to mine, I'd love to have Cam's legs, the way that he's capable of running and moving around. So I'd take Cam's legs and Drew's arm, a hybrid of the two.
What's your longest career run?
In the NFL?
Yeah.
God, I mean, it can't be more than 15 yards, maybe 16 yards, something like that.
I got you at 20 yards.
20 yards?
Yeah.
I was underselling my athletic ability.
How many quarterbacks could you beat in a race, a 40-yard dash right now?
I'm pretty sure I could beat Tom Brady. I'm pretty sure I could beat Peyton Manning. So I got 2 off the list.
Okay. Anybody under 30?
It's pretty questionable.
Anybody under 30?
Anybody under 30 years of age?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm trying to think who's what age.
What about Flacco? Is Flacco under 30? You don't.
Flacco's under 30.
You don't Flacco, right?
Oh man, it'd be a close race. I think. I think I've got some sneaky speed that people don't realize.
Could Michael Vick run backwards faster than you run forward?
Probably. He probably could.
If you gave advice to Johnny Manziel with all of this? I don't know if you're curious about this with him coming in and just everything that comes with that. Are you interested at all in what goes on with that with Johnny Manziel?
Well, I mean, it's
you
something
can say
that
no
if you like
want
sports. If you like sports at all, and you like to watch Sports Center or anything, you're going to see it. So whether you're interested or not, it's going to be out there. But you know what? I'm a fan. I mean, I think Johnny was an unbelievable college player and had spotlight on him that probably no other college player other than maybe Tim Tebow has had on them before, and that's a lot to deal with. The one thing I do know is that in this league, guys can have different personalities and do things different ways and still get great results. So, I think you've got to stick to whatever works for you. It's not the way I would go about it. It's not the way I do things. But I think that's what works for him. And so we'll see what happens. We'll see how he plays. And, hopefully he does a great job.
Boston College has USC at home this year. You going to go?
We do.
Yeah.
We do. I wish I could go up, but I'm definitely going to have something on the line with Sam Baker when those guys are going. So. Oh,
you're going to bet him?
I don't know if bet's the right word. I don't know if we're supposed to use that, but
a gentleman's agreement.
We're going to have a gentleman's agreement on that game.
Well, you might wear a USC jersey maybe during the week if you lose, and he'd wear a BC
We'll
one.
see. Yeah, we'll see what the bet is. We'll see, or I shouldn't say that.
Oh, you know what? You know what would be great? How about this? You dress as a USC song girl if you lose.
They've got the old school cheerleader outfits. Yeah, they're pretty cool, but I don't think I'll agree to that.
That'd be on Hard Knocks. It would look great.
It certainly would.
Hey, you're a great sport, and I have you guys making the playoffs here. So, am I crazy to think that?
I don't think you're crazy at all, and I like the confidence that you have. So
well, I jumped off the bandwagon quickly last year, Matt. Just so you know,
you weren't the only one.
Good luck. Thank you, Matt.
All right, I appreciate it, Dan.
All right, that's Matt Ryan.